Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Coffee and Care with NP Dee. I'm Dominique Bonner, and most people just call me NP Dee. And I'm a family nurse practitioner with 6 years of experience caring for patients in the urgent care setting. Thank you for spending a little bit of your day with me. The idea behind this show is simple. Healthcare can feel so overwhelming. There are constant headlines, conflicting advice online, and sometimes you leave an appointment with more questions than answers. Every week, we'll sit down together over a cup of coffee, talk about what's happening in healthcare, separate fact from fiction, and discuss practical ways you can take better care of yourself and your family. So, whether you're drinking coffee, tea, water, or one of those fancy energy drinks, welcome to the table. Which brings me to my favorite part, what's in my cup. Today's cup is my go to quick at home before we start a shift of whatever K cup of choice I have in the carousel. Today, it is my favorite Caribou coffee mixed with 4 packets of Splenda and a generous pour of Starbucks zero sugar caramel macchiato creamer. But most importantly, what's in your cup? Please feel free to leave me in the comments what your drink of choice is, as I'm always looking for my new favorite recipe. Now, let's look at 3 health stories everyone should be paying attention to this week. First, let's talk about the summer heat. It's still sending people to the urgent care and emergency departments for dehydration and heat related illness. The biggest mistake I see is people wait until they feel thirsty to start drinking water. Instead, hydrate throughout the day, especially if you're working outside, exercising, or spending some much needed time in the sun. Next, I want to briefly talk about respiratory illnesses as they continue to circulate throughout the year. The takeaway isn't to panic, it's to stay home when you're sick, wash your hands, and protect those who may be more vulnerable, including older adults and people with chronic conditions. And lastly, why are more people now becoming interested in preventative care? That's one of my favorite trends because prevention is often much easier than treatment. Routine physicals, cancer screenings, vaccines, blood pressure checks, and healthy lifestyle habits can make an enormous difference over time. And that is really what today's conversation is going to focus on. Why prevention matters maybe more than you may think. If you overheard someone say, my favorite line, I only go to the doctor when something is wrong, you're definitely not alone. But here's what I've learned after years of caring for patients. Many of the conditions that have the biggest impact on our health don't cause symptoms early on. High blood pressure, also known as our silent killer, high cholesterol, prediabetes, and kidney disease, a chronic condition that is near and dear to my heart. Sometimes people feel completely fine while these conditions are already causing damage. Preventative care isn't about looking for problems, it's about finding opportunities to keep your health before problems develop. A yearly wellness visit isn't just another appointment on your calendar, it's an investment in your future. Here are my care tips for the week. Write down your medications, include prescription medications, over the counter medications, vitamins, supplements, and your drug allergies, and keep that in your wallet or easily accessible on your phone. If you're ever in need of emergency medical care, that information can save valuable time and help the healthcare team make safer decisions. With all that being said, there's always a question. Today's question comes from one I hear all the time in the clinic. How often should I get a checkup if I feel healthy? The answer depends on your age, your medical history, and your risk factors. But for many adults, an annual physical is a great place to start. It's your opportunity to review your health, update screenings, discuss concerns, and create a plan for staying well. Now, every week, I will leave you with NP Dee's prescription. Not the kind that you have to pick up from the pharmacy, but the kind that's going to help you build healthier habits. This week's prescription is Schedule one preventative appointment that you've been putting off. Maybe it's your annual physical. Maybe it's your mammogram. Maybe it's that dreaded colon cancer screening. Maybe it's finally getting that blood pressure checked. One appointment could make all the difference in the world. In closing, I just would like to say thank you so much for joining me for my very first episode of Coffee and Care with NPD. If today's conversation, I hope you subscribe, share this episode with someone you care about, leave a comment letting me know what health topics you'd like to cover in future episodes. Remember, you don't have to change everything overnight. Better health is built one conversation, one habit, and one informed decision at a time. Until next week, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I will meet you back here for another cup of coffee and another conversation. Thank you again for joining Coffee and Care with NPD.